personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Amp2.tv presents You and Your Doctor, teaching you to live a longer and healthier life. Proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where people are the heart of our business. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency where one call will service all your home care health needs. For more information, call 954-717-7027 or visit our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. Now, let's get informed to living a longer and healthier life. Here is your host for today's show.
Yes. So again, we have Mr. Bo Lynch today as our guest on air on You and Your Doctor. Hello, Mr. Lynch. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you. How are you doing today?
I am doing well for a Monday. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. It's a pretty good Monday. Can't complain.
Excellent. Well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, it is honestly our honor and our pleasure to have you here. So let's start off by telling our listeners and viewers a little bit about your background, your specialty, and how you got started in this organization, in this field.
Yeah, sure. So, again, my name's Bo Lynch. I'm the CEO of Neurobehavioral Hospitals. It's a new mental health hospital system in Palm Beach County. And I am, actually my background's a little bit interesting and unique, unconventional, so to speak. But if you cannot tell by the accent, I'm not from Palm Beach. I'm actually from Mississippi. I grew up, born and raised in the state of Mississippi, and actually became a licensed master's practicing social worker, where I practiced about a decade and really got to see the ins and outs and challenges of a under-resourced, underfunded mental health care system. I ran some crisis centers. I dabbled in hospital business development as well, and helped open lots of rural health clinics. Realized that I was limited and I wanted to do more. I did go back to school. I achieved a graduate degree in hospital administration. And my career has taken me across from Texas, spent several years in Texas, to Tennessee. And for the last 3+ years, I've been a resident of Palm Beach County. I was the previous executive director for behavioral health services for a large healthcare system down here in South Florida. Being a social worker by heart, I really wanted to do something more. And the company I'm with now, the parent company is called WellPath, who has empowered me to build this new health system, Neurobehavioral Hospitals. Really is mission-focused, patient-centered, aligns completely with what I'm trying to do now, and it's where I feel like I'm making the most impact in my professional career. So excited to be here representing Neurobehavioral Hospitals.
That's truly amazing, and it's such a unique background that you have. So tell us a little bit more about your mental health specialty and how you're able to really help individuals in South Florida, but around the country in general.
Absolutely. So, the Baker Act itself is an issue in the state of Florida, and the handcuffs that it really puts on the physicians, but also law enforcement and the system. So our system is a little bit different. We are really trying to we have the philosophy that not everybody needs to be Baker Acted. And for those of your listeners that may not be aware, the Baker Act is the 72-hour legal involuntary hold that a court puts on the patient that allows them to be medically stabilized because they are deemed to be an imminent threat to themselves or others. So it's quite a process, and we believe that not everybody needs to go through that traumatic experience. Sometimes it's traumatic for the patient to be handcuffed in law enforcement or be thrown into a sterile white wall institution that they don't need to be institutionalized. So our system is a little unique. It actually it's built on a 2-hospital model where we have a involuntary hospital for the population that really does need to be somewhere safe because they are an imminent threat to themselves or others. But we are also opening in just a couple of weeks an entirely voluntary hospital, 72 beds, state-of-the-art, really unique. So these are patients that are consensual for services. They're saying, look, I need to be in a safe environment. I'm willing to sign myself in and get the help I need. So that's one way we're really changing the game. But our services are highly specialized, very comprehensive, really looking at the whole individual and assessing them from the fundamental level and also the proper care they need during treatment. Our programming is robust. We have clinical psychologists that are employed that actually provide individual psychotherapy with every single patient beginning day 2 of their care here at neurobehavioral hospitals, which is something that you will not see in any other type of setting that we have in South Florida. We have certified peer support specialists. We run programming sun up to sundown, where they're working on therapeutic activities. We do sunrise yoga with every patient, pet therapy, expressive arts therapy, music therapy. We're really working on the individual itself and making sure that they're never in a state of mind or back in a place where they need to come back to neurobehavioral hospitals. So we really pride ourselves on a system that really encapsulates the full care continuum. So the involuntary patient, you have the voluntary patient, and we also have a myriad of outpatient services that really can meet an individual's need. Maybe if they do not need to be inpatient, but they can still work with somebody and a physician on the outpatient side and prevent them from going inpatient altogether. So really proud of our system, and it's really changing the way mental health care and assessment in our county is provided.
That's really amazing. And you're truly able to work with your patients to reintroduce them to their daily lives without having to, based off the information that you've given me, without having to over-medicate and do it in a way where they feel comfortable. And that is absolutely amazing because, again, it can be such a scary experience for both the patient, the families, and everyone involved within the situation.
Absolutely. I can tell you that if you've ever toured a psychiatric hospital or seen one on TV, a lot of what you see is accurate, but I can tell you at neurobehavioral hospitals, the environment of care that patients come into is warm, it's healing colors, there's lots of natural light, it's clean with nice furniture. Our environment of care we're proud of, our staff are proud of to represent neurobehavioral hospitals, and patients really respond well to being in a nice therapeutic environment in the least restrictive environment.
Wow. And I also understand that you provide transportation for your patients as well to your different facilities?
We do provide transportation to our voluntary hospital or any of our outpatient services. That's absolutely correct. Within around a 50-mile radius, patients that are in that radius pretty much from the top northern part of our county to the most southern tip, we will provide transportation. We have a couple Mercedes-Benz Sprinters. We really just want the patient to feel like they are being, really kind of rolling out the carpet, and they are our guests, and we are just honored that we have the ability to be a part of their recovery journey.
That's amazing. You give people the opportunity, no matter where they are, to be able to have the services and the care that your organization provides.
Absolutely. One of the things we're proud of at neurobehavioral hospitals is we really look at ways we can reduce access barriers to access to care and high quality care at that. So we partnered with Berkeley Research Group. We really looked at those that would prevent them from going in an inpatient setting. So those that would need to be on oxygen or needing to be in a negative pressure room because they have COVID or an airborne pathogen, or maybe they have a feeding tube. Those are some common medical conditions that would basically exclude somebody from going into an inpatient psychiatric setting, where our nurses have the competencies and we have the medical provisions for feeding tubes, oxygen, and we actually have negative pressure rooms, 3 in fact, for patients that maybe have COVID or an airborne pathogen, so we can safely treat them and increase accessibility of high quality care.
That's true. Again, it's truly amazing what your organization is able to provide to this community, 'cause especially when you are going through any type of medical issues, it can have a negative effect on your mental health. So taking away and limiting the obstacles that your patients have to face to get the care that they need is so helpful to so many different people.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about the age range of patients that you have within your care.
Yeah, so our services are general adult services right now, 18 years to 100 plus. We do have a older adult wing at each of our hospitals. So for the patients generally 60 and up, we like to put them on an area of the hospital themselves where we can allow them to be with people their own age, and the younger adults, we do allow them to be on another wing. But 18 and up, general adult right now. We are, our parent company, WellPath, larger, been in 33 states, treat about 500,000 patients a year. We are expanding our parent company services into child and adolescent, and I think there's an opportunity for neurobehavioral down the line as well to open up the doors for child and adolescent services in our county. But right now, it's 18 years and older.
Okay. Does your organization take the major insurances? If so, which insurances do you take?
Great question. We are working to be in network with all major insurance companies. So if we have a one-off insurance that is just unique or we do not have an agreement with yet, then we will work with that insurer to do a single case agreement so that they can receive the same benefit as an in-network insured. So we work with all insurances.
On the financial side of it, are your patients able to comfortably afford the services that they need?
I'm sorry, you said, are they able to afford the services?
Yes. Are there programs in place to make it more affordable for the patients that still need the care?
Great question. So we have partnered with the Healthcare District of Palm Beach County, where we are working on getting them over to the Healthcare District upon discharge and enrolling them, if they qualify, in District Cares, which is the Healthcare District's voucher program, which does provide some benefits and resource for medications, for doctor's visits, and also a certain amount of days in the inpatient behavioral health side. So, and then obviously as a hospital, in an involuntary Baker Act receiving facility at that, a certain amount of indigent care and charity care is provided, knowing that these patients are here, they need our services, and it's just something that we do as good stewards of the community. But we do work with the healthcare district and try to get and help patients enroll in some type of benefits if they qualify. We also have benefits coordinators that also work with our patients here. If they qualify for Medicaid or disability, we certainly work and try to help them obtain those resources as well so that they can have the resources they need for the next level of care or obtaining and maintaining that medication routine.
Wow. So again, that's just yet another obstacle you're able to help limit for your patients and potential patients who truly just need this help and need this care.
Absolutely.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about how future patients and people who are interested in being serviced for their mental health are able to find your offices within Florida. What is the best way to get in contact with you? What is the best way to reach you and find out as much information as possible?
Sure. So depending on what the request is, if a patient or somebody interested is looking for an assessment, they're more than welcome to walk in our doors. Anybody that walks in our doors, they're greeted with a smile, a bottle of water, and somebody to talk to. That our north location, which is open right now, the address, I'll give it to you, is 993 45th Street, West Palm Beach, Florida. So again, we're here. We do not turn anyone away. Anybody who's wanting to come talk to somebody, determine what the best level of care that you need is. We are here for you. We have psychiatrists here, nurse practitioners. We have clinical psychologists, clinical social workers, lots of great clinicians that are here to help you. We also have a number for general information. You can call 561-299-4305. Again, that is 561-299-4305. And then the location in Boynton Beach that we are opening up is right off Gateway, and the address is 4905 Park Ridge Boulevard in Boynton Beach. And that should be opening up. We hope to see the doors open up late August. So just a few more weeks away. We're moving furniture in right now, but we cannot wait to get the doors open, as it's going to be a much needed community resource.
Wow, that's coming up quick, only a few weeks away. And congratulations.
Exciting times here.
So tell me a little bit about how neurobehavioral hospitals is different from other mental health institutions within the South Florida area.
Absolutely. So a few things I mentioned. Our staffing provisions, our programming that's really sun up to sundown. I mean, we do sunrise yoga and we close the day with an 8:30 wrap-up group. I mean, all throughout the day they're doing therapeutic, meaningful activity. We have internal medicine on site who helps manage those medical comorbidities, and they are here 7 a to 7 p.m. And any patients that come in with high blood pressure or seizures or any other type of medical condition, we can safely treat here and keep them in our setting. Our patients, our medical director, Dr. Paul Rashid, he's written a couple books, and he's a huge advocate that the gut health leads to brain health. Gut health leads to brain health. So we've put that into action, and we have a certified dietitian on site that works with all of our patients. Special diets so we can handle as well. But our patients enjoy a much more nutritious dining experience here, as they deserve. So they're not really getting the Cisco processed foods or other not really nutritious meals that you might see at some other facilities. All of our care is patient-centered. And what I mean by that is patients are empowered in the decision-making of their care. So every morning we have treatment team where our psychiatrists, our utilization team, our clinicians, our nursing leaders, and the patient. Each patient goes through and they sit and talk about their care, what got them here, what's working for them, the meds, the plan of discharge and aftercare plan, and patients are empowered to make decisions in their care. They're front and center in every single decision. And what we found is the more engaged a patient is in the decisions made in their care, the more likely they are to be compliant in that care plan. So we really are focused on making sure the patients are front and center in everything that we do and our care. Our length of stay is pretty unique. Our average length of stay at our voluntary hospital is going to be 10 to 14 days, which is unlike most hospitals you'll see here that run about a 3.5 to 4 day length of stay simply because of the Baker Act. And really the care continuum is pretty unique and special to us. And we have some pretty amazing technology. The last thing I'll touch on is our technology. Our patients wear armbands that actually have several identifiers that make it easy and efficient for our nurses to do med administration. But something that's pretty unique is our patients' armbands, which are tamper-resistant, so they cannot be pulled off or bit off for their safety, but they can be cut off with special scissors. But they have a RFID Bluetooth chip embedded in the armband, and what this chip does is it ensures our staff engagement and compliance in our rounding. So every 15 minutes in a psychiatric hospital, our mental health technicians document where a patient is, what that patient's doing, and what their mental status is. And what happens is, we're all human, And I've had some mental health technicians that have been doing it for 20 years, and you know, they're human. So when our mental health techs round, they have an Android tablet device, and they walk around, and they are not able to document on a patient unless they were within 6 feet of proximity of that patient. Now, why is that important? Well, it keeps them engaged. It keeps them from documenting around when they're sitting behind a desk and the patient's on the all the way other side of the building. They're actually getting up. And so research has shown that with this engagement, with this technology, you see a 23% reduction in events within the hospital. And an event, I mean an escalated, aggressive, or agitated patient. Because why? Because our staff are engaged. They're on the floor. They're talking with patients. They're rounding. They're doing what they should be doing. And it's keeping staff safe, patients safe, and it's just the best practice. Another thing that we've done is it's pretty unique. We've really looked at what are some barriers to therapeutic environment. And in Boynton Beach, we really thought, I think we solved this. And I can tell you, in a hospital, especially in an ICU, one of the biggest complaints you hear about is all the beeping machines and all the people in and out your room.
Yeah.
Well, in a psychiatric hospital, you hear noises. Sometimes there's yelling, sometimes there's doors slamming. Well, we've added noise reduction technology in all the walls and access points of our facility, and we've actually added white noise in each patient's bedroom embedded in the ceiling to really mitigate some of those anti-therapeutic sounds that you would experience in a psychiatric hospital. The last thing I'll touch on that I'm pretty proud of is,
I'm so sorry, sir. We have to start closing up now, Mr. Lynch. I apologize.
Absolutely.
But again, it was such an honor and a pleasure to have you on our show. And again, just for you to share some more light about what you do in your field and how your organization is able to really help guide and serve this community on a daily basis.
Well, we are proud to be here. We're proud of the work that we're doing and the impact that we are making. Our core belief truly is that the work we're doing in our walls at a fundamental level is transcending outside the walls into our community. And so we have some amazing staff, amazing clinicians, and just proud to be a resource for this community.
Again, truly amazing. And thank you so much. It was an honor to have you here, and have a blessed rest of your evening.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for letting us share with you a longer and healthier lifestyle. If you have a doctor or are a doctor and wish to be on the show, call AMP2 TV at 866-244-5422, and we will put you on the air as soon as possible. Tune in next week for more information on living longer and having a healthier life.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not